I got this video right here suggested to me, and it seems very interesting. The title of it is My Voodoo Priest Father Warned Me About the Super Bowl. And the description says this: Patriots versus Seahawks. A shocking testimony claims that powerful insiders tied to NFL leadership and team executives consult a voodoo priestess, perform occult rituals, and make sacrifices to Satan to influence a predetermined Super Bowl outcome. That's wild. Now, we're already tapping into these satanic rituals and what these elite individuals are allegedly doing. But this is something that I realize really blends together because we have these new documents that came out with Jeffrey Epstein, and you already know he's linked to multiple politicians. And this is one leaked document that really caught my attention that I need to show you guys, which you're going to see how it links exactly to the Super Bowl, okay? So this post right here says Epstein discusses pushing transgenderism on minors with American biologists. How does this link to the Super Bowl? You're going to see just in a second. But let's just skim through this really quick. It says, this is coming from Robert Trivers to Jeffrey Epstein. It is very simple. I will compare male to female with female to male. With greater molecular control over development, we are increasingly capable of producing novel phenotypes, more feminine men, by blocking testosterone receptors or castration, and at the same time increasing estrogen production. That one box male features, the second encourages female features. More masculine women, heavy testosterone dosage, incredible external effects, heavily bearded men. You would never guess they had a female bone in their body. These are leaked emails, okay? I'm reading right here. So many transsexual women are very attractive and easily make money, which in turn they assert promotes their prostitution, since they have to pay hefty fees for injections every week, but they are sexually happy once you have reached manhood. Even castration does not prevent the sensation of orgasm. Contrast the poor female to male versions. They are unhappy, lonely. They are men with mum pums, the worst of both. If you like smelly masculine men, you want that hard whatever that comes with the show. All right. So, by the way, we're now pushing the intervention earlier. So, boom. So you notice your 3-year-old son has trans tendencies. Now you intervene with hormones. So this is what they're discussing. Now, why is Jeffrey Epstein supposedly such a powerful person? Because he is in contact with all of these other politicians that can push these things, all these other puppets that can push these type of agendas. And I'm going to show you exactly how these agendas are pushed, okay? Now, we have this Bad Bunny music video here. It was posted 5 years ago, and it has 648 million views. You need to keep this in mind. Bad Bunny is the main performance of the halftime show. And if we look right here, it's really not hard to see how he is heavily promoting transgenderism. I mean, he is, just look. Bro, he's dancing like a girl. He's twerking. He has boobs on his chest in a dress. I don't understand how this is not being addressed. Like, it's just becoming so obvious how all of these different elite people that are part of this secret society to control the world and keep all these men feminine and women masculine, completely switch the roles just for their satisfaction. It's literally all in front of our face. And then people will still praise Bad Bunny as if he's not doing this. It's actually insane. I'm not gonna lie, like, it's actually insane. So this is who is now performing at the Super Bowl, which we know why, to push this agenda that we just went over. Now let's get into this video here, and let's hear and see what they have to say about the Super Bowl.
So you would know like who's going to win beforehand, because it's going to be the demons that control the game.
Really?
Yeah, or you already know who's going to win. Like, if you know how you have all these big super athletes. Yes, people are talented, But a lot of them, it's not them that's doing it, and it's not them that's winning it. It's all predetermined. And a lot of them who are the big super athletes and so on, they know that it's not them.
So you're saying a lot of these athletes know it's not them. We talk a lot about celebrities, specifically in the music industry, in the movie industry, actors. Yeah, they give hints. Sometimes they openly say it, that they worship the prince of this world. I believe it's in Bob Dylan.
I just seen this video and it just playing
worship
in the gym,
the prince of
and amped, and I'm like, this is a regular commercial gym, and they have these absolutely demonic songs just playing in the background, like you can't escape it. That's why I put my music in. I listen to what I want. I listen to music talking about God, because whether you realize it or not, this type of clearly demonic stuff is just being pushed down people's throat.
This world, I believe it's even Bob Dylan who even said like that
Crossroads deal.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
You still do it. Why are you still out here?
Well, it goes back to the destiny thing. I made a bargain with it, a long time ago, and I'm holding up my end.
What was your bargain?
To get where I am now.
Should I ask who you made the bargain with?
with the chief commander.
On this earth?
And this earth, and then in a world we can't see.
But I've never really heard it say about athletes. So, but are you saying that since a lot of them know it's not them doing it, are they, some of them dabbling with these kind of things? Like they're dabbling with...
Yeah, they have to be. Some of them to be at the level that they are.
Right.
Are you familiar with Tom Brady's former wife? So they've been divorced for a couple of years now, but when he first went to Tampa Bay, he's like getting his hair done. He's telling the story to these reporters, and he's basically saying that his wife is a witch, but she's a good witch.
Any superstitions going into the game? Any special thing you carried into the game on Sunday that you had tucked away somewhere?
I did. I always, I've learned a lot from my wife over the years. She's so about the power of intention, and believing things that are really going to happen. And she always makes a little altar for me at the game because she just wills it so much. And so she put together a little altar for me that I could bring with pictures of my kids. And I have these little special stones and healing stones and protection stones. And she has me wear a necklace and take these drops she makes. I say all these mantras.
Dang.
And I stopped questioning her a long time ago. I did. I just shut up and listened. And at first I was like, this is kind of crazy. And then about 4 years ago, we were playing the Seahawks, and she said, you better listen to me. This is your year, but this is all the things you're going to have to do to win. And I did all those things, and by God, you don't work. It was pretty good. And then in 2015, it was about early January, and she said, you know how much I love you? And I said, yeah. And she said, I just want to let you know this is not going to be your year.
Oh.
And of course we lost. I said, what does 16 look like? And she said, 16 is going to be your year. So it was early January this year, and I said, babe, I asking, like, do we have a chance? And she said, yeah, but you're going to have to do a lot of work, and you're really going to have to listen to me. So, man, I listened to her. And right after the game, she said, see, I did a lot of work. You do your work, I do mine. She said, you're lucky you married a witch. I'm just a good witch.
That sounds like you're familiar with that as well.
Yeah, I heard it. And I thought, yeah, sounds right. My dad, before he died, my dad was into, I would say voodoo. I want to say witchcraft, but I feel like voodoo is a little stronger. I would say he was kind of like high up, like he was higher than most of the other people that practiced it.
Okay.
So yeah, so he would have politicians and sports people and people that were not even from that country would come over there to see him. But like voodoo is like really deep occult. So like, yeah, you'll be sitting there talking face to face with Satan kind of thing.
Whoa.
A lot of people.
Well, it's interesting that Travis Kelce, we've done a video.
Like, even like when Jesus had spent 40 days in the wilderness, he was being tempted of every sort. And he even had say to Jesus himself, like, yo, if you want all the splendor of the world, if you want to have ownership over all these kingdoms and experience them, bow down and worship me. And he was like, no, I can only worship the Lord my God. So it seems like in the same instance, he did something similar to that, but with the intention to speak to Satan and actually learn from him and actually worship him rather than beat the temptation itself.
On our channel about Taylor Swift and kind of went deep into it, and she's hugely involved in the occult and like magic and witchcraft and all these kind of things. And so yeah, you would assume if you're as an athlete dating someone like that, you must know something. You must know,
right?
And you know their team. I'm not making statements here that about why their team won. I don't know what transpired behind the scenes about that, but their team did win.
They did, yeah. Yep, first year they were dating.
So is there any kind of specific lead up to some of these big events that are, you know, basically dedicated to Satan? Was there any discussion about that?
Like the Super Bowl and stuff?
Right.
Mm-hmm.
If you were into sports and you had, you know, big things coming up where you can win a tournament, you win money, you win a league, you would come to him and he would say, okay. And then, you know, you would win. Every game you win, and then you move up, and then finals and everything, and then you're the winner.
Like the Super Bowl, right? Like you mentioned.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hey family, comment down below your thoughts. I always enjoy reading your comments. Smash the like button and subscribe if you haven't already. It literally only makes sense. I'm dropping videos like this every single day, except Sunday. I'm gonna catch you on the next one. Peace.